Hi, I'm Carrie and welcome back to my channel. I had made a post in my community tab about client readings that I was working on, their year ahead readings, and I had a request if I could please show how I do this reading. And when I talked about year ahead readings, I think in another video I think I had a request there of what kind of spread I did for a year ahead reading. So I changed up my year ahead readings just this year. I usually would just pull two oracle. One would be for the primary energy that was moving in for the year, and another one would be a challenging energy that was moving in for the year, and then I would lay out my 12 cards for each month. But this year I separated my cards and the reading into quarters for my clients, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for myself when I do my year ahead reading. So what I did was I used one oracle card that would represent the overall theme for the coming year, and then each quarter also has an oracle card representing a primary energy along with the tarot for each month. When I do this reading, I shuffle for each individual card. I don't shuffle once and then lay everything out. I like to focus on the energy of January and I shuffle until that card comes out. Then I focus on the energy for February and shuffle until that card comes out, and so on, which is why I didn't shuffle on camera and I just have everything pre-laid out for you. Same thing with the quarterly energy cards from the oracle. I shuffle and I pulled the primary theme for the month, and hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much, and then I shuffle and pull out one card for the first quarter, shuffle, pull out one card for the second quarter, and so on. That's how I do it. You do it however you would like to, whatever shuffling regimen you have and what is easiest and most comfortable for you, but I'm just explaining my process. So here we have in the middle, the primary theme for this person is coming from the energy of love and the heart chakra. So I would tell that person or that my client that they had there's going to be a lot of things centered around the heart, centered around the aspect of love, and things to do with love in the coming year. But a lot of it is going to be centered around their heart chakra. This could be self-love, self-nurturing, loving those that are close to you, and thinking of the relationships that maybe need some nurturing and more love added to them. That's the relationship also with yourself. So then I would go ahead and I would pull the energy card for the very first quarter, and that's what I have up here. And the card that come out was Advocate. And I would let my client know that, or whoever I was reading for, friend, family, whatever, that they need to make sure in the first 3 months of this year that they advocate for themselves, that they speak up and that they are heard, whether that means within a relationship that they're in, where their workplace is concerned, or even like sometimes doctors don't listen to you and you need to advocate for yourself. But also I would bring in the aspect of love, and I would say, well, you need to make sure that you're coming from a place of love as you advocate for yourself. So then I would come down here to my tarot cards and I would say, okay, January, we have the Emperor. So you need to step into your place of power and you need to lead your life. Don't be led around by everybody else. Don't take the back seat in the month of January. You need to step forward and take care of things that need done. Get yourself organized, figure out a plan, and advocate for yourself, especially in the month of January. And then I also, I'm going to look at the cards that are surrounding it. So I've got the Nine of Wands right next to it, the Sun below it, and then diagonally here I have the Hanged Man. And I would say, it's a positive thing that you're advocating for yourself, that you're stepping up into a leadership role, getting yourself organized and starting off the year. This is a positive thing to start off the year that way. Yes, there's going to be people that buck against it and are going to feel that maybe you're speaking up too much, or, who do you think you are stepping into this leadership role? But this is what is something that's needed, and that's how I would read for January. So then, here we come into February, and our card is the Nine of Wands. And I'd say, okay, so, February is going to be maybe a little bit tougher of a month for you, and you're going to feel like that you need to put up all these boundaries and all these walls. And don't forget about the primary energy of advocating for yourself. Also, this is a good month since you're feeling like your boundaries were breached, maybe, and that you're feeling that you need to protect yourself more. Maybe you feel that you need to protect your heart a little bit more, that you do more self-nurturing in the month of February. So then I would come around here and we've got March. And so March, we've got the Nine of Cups energy. And then this is an energy of, where you are finally, you're satisfied with where you are. So maybe all this advocating that you've done for yourself and speaking your truth and speaking your mind and letting people know exactly how you feel. And I've got the Strength card here right below the Nine of Cups. So you've pulled that strength in, and you advocated for yourself in the beginning of the first quarter of the year, and so now you're feeling kind of satisfied and you're happy where things are, and you're feeling at ease and more I guess, in place in your spot in the world. And if you did some self-care, that could also be why this energy of this Nine of Cups is coming in for you in the month of March, because, not only did you speak up for yourself and stand your ground, but, you nurtured yourself like you needed to and let people know exactly how to treat you. And so now you're feeling more content and happy, with things are. I'm giving a very shortened version of this, or we will be here forever. So I want you to keep that in mind. You can go on and on and on as you read these cards, for yourself, looking at the cards around you. I read across in a row and then I come down here. But because of the way I have the cards laid out, I do take into consideration the other energy of the cards that are around it. So here's our first quarter with the card energy of advocate. So here we come, March. So we're starting the second quarter of the year, and the primary energy coming for the second quarter of the year comes from the card healing. So I would ask, or say, what is there that needs healing in your life? It could be anything from your body to your mind to your emotional state that needs a focus on healing. It could be your relationships that need some healing. And again, focusing back on the primary energy of love and what it is that, just pulled the mic cord, but focusing in back on the primary energy of love and loving yourself and putting love into wherever healing is needed. So then we have the March comes in like with the Five of Cups, and this is, you're worried about the things that you've lost or don't have, and you're kind of focusing on these regrets that you have. And why is that? What has come about that you're feeling a loss of, and that you're regretting, and so on. Like I said, I'm not going in depth with all of these, or we'll be here forever. And I would say, more about that. And if I look here right under this Five of Cups, we have the Death card that I just shook all over the place. We have the Death card. So, what changes are you refusing to make that is causing this upset in your life? Because you are feeling like you've lost everything, but there's still, if you just look at the month prior to that, you were just so happy and content with how everything has gone in your life. So, you need to ask yourself, so what has happened that has drastically switched this mindset like that? And what needs healed that brought this pain back to the forefront for you. You also have diagonal from that card, the card of strength. And you need to start relying on some of that inner strength and not focus on these losses so much, because it's really not as bad as what you're making it out to be. And so look here, we have a double 5 right next to each other, and fives are chaos, conflict, and loss. So this is the 5 of Pentacles. And with the 5 of Pentacles, you are feeling left out. You're feeling like you don't belong. Maybe there is a loss of finances that come in the month of I lost where we are. January, February, May. Jeez Louise. Maybe there are some loss of finances in the month of May. Maybe this already started occurring in the month of April, where you already started to lose some of that finances or some of that security that you had maybe financially in April. And if you didn't set things right then and come up with a plan, by the time May comes around, then it's going to be even a more difficult month, that kind of thing. So maybe what kind of healing do you need to look at in your finances, and what kind of healing do you need to look at as far as your emotional state goes in regards to all of this, taking that into consideration. So then we come over here to June, and we've got our Ace of Wands. So we've got a brand new outlook, creative ideas. You have a plan in place that you are ready to embark on, because you know that there are more opportunities out there for you. So maybe the healing that needed to occur in these 2 months has now come to and made full circle as the second quarter of the year comes to an end. And you're ready to embark on these new opportunities that are basically knocking at your door. Maybe this is a new job that you've been wanting. This could have been a job loss that happened here in the past 2 months. And so now this is a new job that's coming into focus. So, and if you look here diagonally, we have the Fool. So this is definitely, a new opportunity. Well, the Wands are always Aces are always a new opportunity, new beginning, new some sort, a new start. So, but you're going to get creative with how to solve these problems that happen. Okay. Again, short summary. So now we're coming into the third quarter, and you can't see it because I'm out of room here. So let's push these up a little bit, and maybe I can stick it under here. Let me look quickly. No, you still can't see it. So, okay, well, whatever. I'll have to just show it. So the third quarter of the year, the card that I pulled for the primary energy for these next 3 months comes from the word forgiveness. So, what is it that you need to forgive within yourself? Maybe mistakes that you made back here in April and May, where, you were having a hard time dealing with whatever losses that came about for you. Then maybe you need to forgive yourself for that overspending or whatever the situation, however I chose to read these cards. But that's going to be the primary thing. And when you think about love, maybe there's some relationships that are still needing that extra attention and that extra love. Maybe there's a forgiving of a friendship, a forgiving of a partner or whatever that needs to happen also. Okay, so then we come down here, and this would start out July, and it's the sun, and everything's great, and you're feeling more positive, and you're feeling more on track, and with this new creative ideas and opportunities that presented themselves in June, now you're ready, to embark and not embark, but now you're ready to get more positive and accept how things were and how things played out, and you're really happy with where you're at. I would also see this as a vacation type thing too. I mean, if I was just starting letting my intuition flow, I would that just word came into my mind, and I just thought I'd mention it. So then we have August. Things are starting to slow down for you. You need to kind of step back from a little bit. Maybe there was a lot going on from June and July with this newness that was coming in, and you need to, okay, slow down and look at things of, what's really happening. Maybe you're feeling those boundaries coming up again, and you're feeling a little bit defensive. And before we go all the way back to where we were in February in that defense mode, maybe you need to just hang out and chill a little bit, and look at things from a different perspective and see, is that something that's really necessary to step all the way back into that protective feeling again. So I'm just trying to show you how I would also pick up from still I'm going with the cards that are in the vicinity of this, even though this is like the whole beginning half of the year. This energy, the way I have it laid out, as far as I read the cards, is affecting all of this. Okay, so now we're moving into September, and you are really feeling that tug, and that tug, and it's not the word I'm looking for. You're really feeling the need to find that inner strength, because if you felt that you needed to step back into protective mode again, and that's why you were very slow moving as far as making decisions and choices, and because you were afraid of doing the wrong thing or upsetting someone, or maybe someone was crossing the boundaries over for you. Now you're really regaining that inner strength, and was like, no, I know my boundaries and what they are, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to rely on my knowledge and, like I said, my inner strength to get me through this. And so you start realizing here in September that changes are needing made. And I'm going to say with the cards that are surrounding this, because, here you've got the Nine of Cups showing this, even though it's not the 10, it's still, satisfaction with family or relationships or whatever. You've got love, you've got the word advocate, you've got the word forgiveness. So with this word forgiveness and this card inner strength, are we maybe taking this to the extreme? Maybe, like I said, was the boundary really crossed? Maybe you are just being a little over emotional about the whole thing, and you are letting past hurts dictate how things currently are, because you didn't heal them within yourself from the healing card of the previous quarter. So you need to find a little bit of forgiveness and find that inner strength in you, and move past this whole situation with whoever it may have been with. Okay, so here we are, and we're coming into our last quarter of the year, and the primary energy I pulled for that is acceptance. It's time to move into a state of accepting people are the way they are, so you can either choose to continue to let those people be in your life, or the situation is what it is, and you can continue on as it is, or you can now make the changes that are necessary, that you are wanting in your life anyway. So here we are in the month of October, and we've got the Death card, which is our change card. So what changes need made? Are you really ready to accept those changes that need made? Because we have the card of acceptance here. Did you forgive the people that you needed to forgive last quarter, and now you've moved into a place of acceptance and you're ready to move on from any of the turmoil that was, shown here at the beginning of the year and that kind of carried back into this third quarter of the year also? So, make those changes that are necessary in whatever relationship. Make sure, we're coming back to this place of love, make sure that you're still coming from that place of love also. So now we're moving into November. Year is coming to an end, and we've got the Fool card. So if you accepted what it was and chose to move past regrets and move past the hurts and so on, and you're ready to move forward now, the Fool is there ready for you, and he's saying, okay, let's go. Let's take a risk. Maybe you need to take a risk with your heart, forgive that person, and let them back into your life again and give them a second chance. That's what this could represent here, especially with the way all the cards are and the energy cards that I have laid out. So, but whatever it is, take a risk in the month of November, whether that's forgiving and giving a second chance or starting new and fresh with someone brand new. Whatever it is, November needs a do-over. You need to jump off that cliff and get going. So here we come, and we're wrapping up the year with the Three of Wands in the month of December. So if you've made these changes and you took that risk, you are ready now. You're ready to embark on this new adventure. You're ready for a whole different way of being. Maybe you have come to that felt that love through, this process of change and starting over, and you're at a place of forgiveness and acceptance now in your relationships, that you are ready to move forward on whatever this new path and new adventure brings you. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this year ahead reading, and if it's a process that you think that you could do with these like extra energy cards and the way they're laid out and seeing how everything plays off everything else. Like I said, I just gave like really quick kind of descriptions of what these cards would be. If I really let my intuition go into it, I could pull a lot more out of it. But when I got down here to the second half of the year, I could really see that this is going to be dealing with this person's relationships in their life, hence the energy of love and forgiveness and advocating and healing and so on. So it all kind of wraps into one another. So if you stuck with me, thank you, and I really appreciate you. And yeah, so like I said, make sure you let me know in the comments below, or tell me how you do your year ahead spread. So thanks so much for being here, and until next time, bye.